What's good, YouTube and TSF Entertainment Podcast fans? We are back, and it's your boy, the Juggernaut. I am here with the family, Really BTV, Jack of Jordans, and Retro CG, and we are doing Power Episode 9 of Fair Fight. First, let me say shout out to Daniel Bellamy, who actually took the time out to comment on our TSF podcast Instagram. So shout out to you, bro. If y'all don't know who that is, that's Zeke. But fam, introduce yourselves. What's good?
What's up? What's going on, everybody? It's Retro CG.
Really BTV.
Jack of Jordans was good.
What's up, family? How y'all doing today?
Everything is everything.
Good. Last night's episode was a doozy, huh?
Oh, it was lit.
Wasn't it though? How was everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Can't
complain, man. Can't complain. Busy,
cold as but it was good.
Oh yeah, it's cold up there.
And even though I live in the South, we had a cold snap this week too. But
yeah, it was cold here too.
Nothing like y'all temperatures, but we had a bit of a cold snap too here in the South. But my God, I feel
shout out to everybody in the chat that's pulling up.
Yeah, chat room pulling up. All right, cool.
Shout out to everybody in the chat that's pulling up.
We're here to talk about Power Book 2. Power Ghost is dead, not alive. We've never seen the body. Season 2. Everybody's a snitch on this show. Episode 209. A Fair Fight.
Everybody is a snitch.
So,
everybody's a
snitch.
What did y'all think about the episode, yo?
It's a lot to unpack, man.
What?
It's a lot to unpack.
I actually like the episode for once. Well, I still have some grievances, but I actually like the episode.
I mean, you have the right to grieve. You know, you did get a chance to see Carrie in the early parts of it. So you did get a chance to see that.
Effie showed her jealous side.
It's okay.
Really, Damien?
It's okay. You got a chance to see her. It's okay.
Really?
It's okay.
That's how you feel?
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
But you saw what she was wearing, right? She had on white. That means she was an angel.
Oh, gee.
She was an angel.
Y'all gotta leave
a beautiful spirit.
If you say so. If you say so.
Speaking of which, the episode starts off where Rashad Tate is writing on the chalkboard. What was the message that he was writing? Is there any such thing as, I didn't get the full screenshot, does anyone know what he was actually writing on the board? Because I feel like a fair fight. Yeah. I feel like it was a message that he was actually writing on the board. Okay.
I think so too.
Fair fight.
So then
this thing right here was lit.
Yeah, it was. So then Tariq
them ghosts was on Tariq. Hey.
So Tariq is pulling up to class, and he walks in as an empty classroom, and he starts off by talking to Rashad, but then Rashad kind of turns into Jabari. And then from there, it's Ray Ray, it's Kanan, it's Lala or Lakeisha, it's Raina, it's Proctor. I'm like, yo, everybody was.
But no ghost. I was waiting for Ghost to pop up.
Yeah, we need a ghost in this scene right here. But what was important to note in this scene right here, that it was everyone that he's responsible for their death.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody except for Jukebox. Jukebox
was good, fresh.
Jukebox should have been here. Like we should have had. We should have. They should have shown Jukebox as well.
Yeah. I think, and again,
Highness was good.
Yeah, again, I think it's I mean, we already talked about this offline. There's some personal behind the scene reasons why we're not actually seeing Ghost. But he really would have been perfect in this scene. Like if he was just standing at the top of the steps when like Tariq was getting ready to leave out.
When he was getting ready to dip, that would have been perfect.
Instead of Lauren showing up, it should have been Ghost. Right,
exactly.
That would have been really good. That would have been really good.
Really, that would have been perfect. Like when he turned around and got ready.
Why do you think it was? Why do you think
back
they
out
had Carrie?
That would have been crazy.
Why do you think that they had Carrie with the cell phone from Ghost? It would have been more appropriate if it would have been from Raina. You know, because
definitely
holding the phone and it says "Dad" on it, it would have been more appropriate.
Probably because Carrie was the latest.
Yeah, that definitely would have been dope. But maybe
that's probably what it was. Carrie was the latest to fall up under, his body count.
Bad writing, I guess, because that was an opportunity for them to showcase Raina a little bit.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I agree with you saying.
She should have been the one holding the phone instead of Carrie. And then Lauren shows up. Why does Lauren show up in this scene? She's not dead yet. Unless it's foreshadowing what's going to happen at the end of the episode.
I think it definitely was a foreshadow.
I think it was a little foreshadowing. And then we realized that he's having a dream. So he's actually having a dream. It wasn't even real. Because normally when he has the ghosts that appear to him, it's his conscience speaking to him, so to speak, of a situation that's currently going on. So I guess what we're shown here is that Tariq is constantly thinking about, or could possibly be remorse. He's constantly thinking about all the people that.
But I think that's where Lauren comes into play, because he can actually save her. You see how hard in the episode he's trying to save her.
Even last episode, he was trying to save her by convincing Carrie to take the stand in her place. So I agree with that he's definitely trying to save her.
Mm-hmm.
She don't need to be saved.
Nope, let her die. Carrie
needed to be saved.
Oh, gosh.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Lauren don't need to be saved. So Effie's apparently slept over. He's waking up.
I mean, did she move in?
I guess
she moved in the door.
Like she don't even go to their school. Like at the beginning of the season, her school was like an hour, 2 hours away. Like
right.
You said, did she move in? I was thinking the same thing. I ain't gonna lie, especially at the end of this show. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, do she live here now? Do she got keys?
Right. She just roll right in the dorm, slide in the bed. Nobody got a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She don't need to say she the ops.
Whatever. Whatever. Y'all gonna leave me alone about Carrie. Carrie was an innocent victim. She was a
hoe for sure.
She was an innocent victim.
Yeah, Effie's still going. I think Effie is still going to Yale. They haven't mentioned that she dropped out of the school.
Effie ain't been to school.
Effie ain't been to class.
Maybe she on break. I don't know.
Right, because I feel like the only class Tariq goes to is nautical studies. We ain't seen him at another class.
Yeah, we never. Effie still, no.
Carrie don't need no saving. She the ops. She is the ops.
So Tariq gets a call from Davis McClain, asking him, like, listen, what does Rashad Tate have on you? Why is he being called as a witness? And so, of course, Tariq plays it off like he don't know why they would be calling him as a witness. And so it then cuts to Rashad Tate at his office at Stansfield, and him and his brother is having a conversation about the case. And so we did learn here that Tate did pull strings to get him assigned to this case.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kamal starts, which I was feeling Kamal up until this episode right here, because he showed a dumb moment right here, because he was on point. He was on point up until this moment when he started talking to his brother about the witness. And I'm like, he's admitting that, I haven't answered the witness call. I know who it is that's calling. She keeps changing her story. First she said she saw one person, then she said she saw two people. So I'm just not even going to take it serious.
At first she said she saw none. She is a witness. There was nothing you can do with that. Who keep changing his story?
Right,
so I
she's
get
not
what he
even
was saying.
credible at this point.
Yeah, she's not credible. So I get what she was saying.
And it sounds like somebody did talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
But because for him to even know that her story keeps changing, I mean, somebody talked to her.
Yeah, but once it changed a couple of times, he probably was like, "Nah, you're not a credible witness." So let's keep it moving.
Who do you think the witness is?
Probably some drunk lady in the park.
So kind of similar to like a
lady that had a grocery cart.
So kind of similar to the situation with the crackhead in Raising Canaan that actually did witness the murder, but because he was high as a Georgia pine,
probably.
Couldn't remember all the details.
Yeah, you use your credibility on that.
Got it.
This hoe.
Damn.
I said what I said.
Are we having a moment of silence or something? Like, is that what's going on?
I said what I said.
You keep playing with me. So in the next scene, listen, y'all, for those of you who don't know, I have a thing for Carrie. She's innocent. She was a victim. And everybody else, they just dragged me on it so bad about Carrie, especially Jack of Joyce. He drags me real bad about my Carrie. But anyway.
Because she's a hoe.
She's not a hoe. She had a medical
She was
condition.
a hoe.
She had a medical condition.
She's not a hoe. She was one.
He said she had a medical condition.
She had a medical condition.
Her medical condition is that she was a hoe.
She was a little liberated. She's not a little liberated, but most women, have, a little fun.
Sorry to hear
so that makes every woman that's had multiple sexual partners a hoe?
It makes her a hoe. Don't bring every woman into this. It makes her a
Why?
hoe.
Why?
We are not doing this.
We're not doing that.
She's single. She ain't married.
We ain't doing that.
Going.
Right.
So Monet is looking at her cell phone, and there's an article about Carrie and suicide claims the life of Professor Carrie Milgram. So it's pretty obvious that everyone thinks that Carrie committed suicide.
I think that's gonna come up. I think it's gonna come up at a later scene, later time. If not even next.
Are they at a hotel right here, or because they're not at Mecca's penthouse? They're like at a hotel or something, right?
But remember, I think Mecca has two different locations. I think
so too.
Where
I thought so too.
Canaan and I don't think you would ever mix business with pleasure like that. I think he has more than one place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's trying to call Zeke. Zeke, of course, ain't answering her phone or whatever the case may be. And Mecca gets a call Dante gets a call from Zeke wanting to meet up. And she's like, "Oh, let me go get my coat." And he was like, "No, he wants to meet with me, not you." And he was like, "I'll work it out so he'll want to talk to you," or whatever the case may be. So then Tariq actually shows up for class, and it's just like in his dream. And it was kind of like, oh wait, his dream is actually getting ready to come true. But class had been canceled, and Rashad Tate takes the opportunity to have a conversation with him.
Missed the opportunity.
Yeah. About an opportunity about getting that picture and like, listen, I'm finna go to court today. And that if you don't get me what I need, I'm gonna tell everything I know about you. Mm-hmm. So he is constantly
he was gonna hang his ass out to dry.
Yeah, he constantly running down on Tariq, and he pulling up on Tariq like, listen, you don't get me what I need, it's not gonna end well for you.
But that's Tariq's fault because he put himself in a position to be used like that.
I was just telling Crystal about that offline. I was like, yo, if that would have been Ghost would have been on saddle him down at this point.
Ghost would have killed him.
Or even that, because you remember how Ghost pulled up on him with the recording, the incriminating recording on him. Like, Tariq, you having all these private conversations with him where he's extorting you and blackmailing you. Like, at this point, you could have been recording him.
Ghost would have killed him and put him in the trunk.
Yeah, or at the very least,
like Terry Silver on him.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you killing everybody else?
Yeah, we ain't doing that, but Tariq's soft.
So Kane's back at the spot, and I guess we're assuming that he just got finished getting rid of Chef's body because he was cleaning off the hatchet, and he told Mecca, "Well, I'm finna leave. I'm out." Mecca's like, "Shit, you ain't going nowhere."
hey, finally we see Kane ass get yoked up and look vulnerable for a minute.
And he was scared for his life.
Scared for his life, right? He was scared for his head.
Scared for his life. Maybe nobody to play around with.
Shit, he yoked his ass up with the quickness. Like,
hell, you heard him say, Mecca taking anybody out that thinks about doing something to him. He wasn't playing that.
And so Mecca was like, look, you ain't going nowhere. You here. And so he was like, put your hand down on the chopping block. And Kane thought for a minute that he was getting ready to be fingerless or handless. And so he puts the cell phone down for Kane to get his fingerprint. And now he's giving magical access to the penthouse. Where he uses his phone to get into any and everything in the penthouse now. Okay.
But now it's a tracker though. But he also can track Kanan.
Yeah, because he told him to keep it on him at all times.
Right.
He told him he's son Kanan in this.
Thank you, Keep It Cute. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, he's son Kane in this one because
he did.
That's basically he just wanted to be in control. Now he's 100% in control of Kane. Right.
And I mean, he confirmed it later on in the episode, but this is when I knew. I said he know Kane was the one that stole his damn drugs.
Yeah. He sunned him. That's all.
Yeah, he definitely took a moment to bring him down a notch or two.
Mm-hmm.
And so he makes Kane call Lorenzo to tell Lorenzo,
is losing his mind.
He don't lost his mind. What do you mean losing it? It's gone.
See how he tore that bedroom up?
Man, it's gone. That fool.
But hell, look what they put him through. Look what they just did to him.
So
right.
He calls
they get him in on this one, man.
So he calls up Lorenzo to tell Lorenzo, look, we ain't got no product. And so Lorenzo like, look, come home. He was like, well, I can't come home right now, Poppy. He's like, I ain't playing with you, Kane. Come home. Like, what do you think he would have done to him if he would have been home? He was probably gonna fuck Kane up too. he was getting
I don't know.
Yeah. What's up, Big J? Thank you for tuning in, bro. He was getting ready to mess up Kane, for real. Like, if he would have went home, it would have been safe.
He would have got yoked up again.
I still don't think it's safe.
Yeah, he would have got yoked up again, right? He would have got yoked up again. So we see that Lorenzo has torn down their marital bedroom between him and Monet. He has torn that bedroom. The ceiling to the floor. He done tore up the closet.
That bedroom.
So let me ask this because
he didn't punch holes in the doors and everything.
I just been wondering. Let me ask this.
Lost whatever he had for a mind.
She was smashing Ramirez. So was that for the greater good of the family?
And you know what?
In order to keep a cop in their back pocket?
Because I almost felt like he knew. I almost felt like he knew in season 1.
Right. That's why I never really understood. Right. Because like he wilded out with Dante, whatever. And I think the whole kid thing. I think he knew about. It's not like she wasn't smashing nobody else.
I don't even think it was so much about Dante as it was about Zeke and the fact that she had lied their whole marriage. Like, it's one thing for the kids not to know, but you never even told your husband. And then you moved the kid into their house right under his nose, and you never said. Like, I think he was. I mean, hurt because the whole thing with her sleeping with Dante, that's unsubstantiated. Like, we don't have no proof of that, but the kid situation, that's proof.
Yeah, I think it's more hurt than anger. Maybe that's what it is. All right, let me see. It was for Moet's greater good. Ramirez was putting it down. No, yeah, I think it was that they were keeping him close because he was helping them out with their schemes and stuff. So Drew and Diana, they come in the bedroom like, what the hell going on in here? They walk in there like, Poppy, are you okay?
What the hell Drew be wearing?
Does he look like he okay?
Right.
Ain't gonna lie. Drew's sweater look like one of them area rugs for somebody's house, man.
That's exactly. I'm like, who does they be having my boy out here looking bad. Everybody else be fresh. They be having my boy out here looking terrible.
No, Drew be having some nice things on from time to time, but yeah, here lately they've been dressing them kind of bad. But everybody on the show wears designer. I mean, everybody.
They gave that man a Heathcliff Huxtable, bro.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he knew about Ramirez, and they needed a cop on the team. I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think it was for the greater good of the family, probably.
I agree with that. So Lorenzo is mad because Lil Guap ain't answering his call. GTG ain't answering his call. So he's like, what the hell going on? We ain't got no product. They ain't answering my call. So, he ready to go strap up and roll out on them. And then Drew finally decides to come clean.
Let him know what's up.
And let him know. And I'm like, why did they blame all that on Monet? Why did he blame everything on Monet? It was not her idea to rob Mecca. It was Tariq's.
Right.
But the way Drew told it to Lorenzo was like, well, we robbed the Connect, and that's where your product is. We killed Lil Guap and all this. So he's even angrier now. He told Drew, go get my drugs.
Yeah,
like, I don't care what you gotta do.
He's like, I don't care what you gotta do, go get my drugs.
I need my drugs.
He told Dirty Diana she don't mind her business either.
Yeah.
Right, she talking about why nobody told me. Are you kidding me right now?
Right, you shouldn't. I mean, you kidding me?
What you did down at the dinner table, and Drew even said he was like, "Yo, that was unnecessary." And she was like, "So y'all mad at me for telling the truth? But you telling the truth about something that wasn't nobody's business. Like, it wasn't like it was a topic of discussion. You brought it onto the table."
Mm-hmm. So you had to even had a conversation. I mean, even though she tried to have a conversation with her mom about it, but still, that wasn't your place to tell that. That was your mom's place to tell that.
Right.
Now, if you would have confronted her about it and gave her an opportunity to come clean, that's one thing. But to put everybody, and not only her business, but you put everybody else's business out in the street too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So no, people are not mad at you for telling the truth. People are mad at you for putting yourself in a situation that wasn't your business.
Yep.
Right.
Snitching.
Rat bastard.
So they don't made it to the courthouse, and Rashad Tate is sitting up in the bathroom waiting on Tariq. He's literally sitting in the stall waiting on Tariq to come in, and he's still talking greasy to Tariq and threatening him, like, "Listen, I'm tired of playing with you, boy. I need these pictures." And so Tariq finally gives him the picture, and he finally gets what he wants. And I'm just thinking to myself, bad mood, Tariq. I mean, I understand why you had to do it. I mean, you had no choice at this point. I mean, he had been threatening him and blackmailing him and extorting him. So at this point, he ain't have no choice but to give up the pick.
Especially with him getting ready to go on the stand. Like, he a wild card. Like, you never know.
Yeah, he's a wild card. Yep.
He still could have gave up the goods.
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to eliminate loose ends. I'm going to eliminate loose ends. I can get rid of Tariq and still get this picture at the same time. I really thought he was going to flip on him. So we get back to this trial, and this is leading towards a mistrial at this point. We ain't gonna make it through the end of this trial. It's gonna be thrown out. Rashad Tate is on the stand. I didn't really understand what the prosecutor was trying to do, Jenny. Like, it's almost like she was trying to clean up Carrie's reputation. Is it because she committed suicide? And what was she trying to do here?
Saving face.
So the judge was like, okay, yeah, she was sexually liberated. We don't have any, that doesn't have any bearing on the case. Her character doesn't have any bearing on the case. So do you have any other questions for this witness? And she really did. And she could have used this as an opportunity to kind of get some more information about the St. Patrick's out, but she really didn't have her questions lined up that she really would have been asking Tate, because she wasn't asking Tate anything about Tariq. She was asking about Carrie.
So did Tate volunteer his services to testify, or what
was
the purpose? Like, what was the purpose of him even?
No, he was subpoenaed, Jack.
But I never really understood, like, why.
Well, that's what everybody, even he didn't understand why.
It didn't make any sense.
But they said that he was being called to rehabilitate Carrie. But my thing is, he only knew Carrie for a couple of weeks.
2 episodes.
While they were working together.
Like this part right here of the show, I just didn't really.
The person she should have subpoenaed was Carrie's former counselor to explain why Carrie was so promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna try to clean up her image,
exactly.
That's the way to flip it.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Tate, they don't have shit to do with this.
So during his questioning, he starts volunteering information, and usually, you get when you're on the stand, you get asked questions, you give answers. You don't volunteer anything else. You get asked a question and you give a response.
Well, no, she asked.
Not about the brother.
She said, "Do you have any more information that you think is relevant that we need to know?" And at first he said no, and then he said, "Well, I mean, it is something. I don't know how important it is." And then that's when he told, because remember the judge said, "You opened up the door to this."
Yeah, so he starts, he throws his brother under the bus.
He sure does.
He was like, because my brother is working on this case, and he told me that there was a potential witness that witnessed that there were 2 people involved in the murder, and and his brother is looking at him like, did you just do this? Like, if he could have got a hold to him in that courtroom.
Oh yeah.
He looking at him like, did you seriously just do this? And of course,
he a rat bastard too.
Davis is gearing up now because now he got an opportunity. And like you said, Crystal, here's an opening. So he's sitting here pondering, how he's going to cross-examine him. He get up on the stage and he start, you mentioned that your brother's working on the case. Can you tell us a little more about this witness and what you heard and all this? And he let it rip. And I just knew right then and there that his brother was probably getting ready to get fired, get thrown off the case or whatever. And this is his way of getting Tariq off these charges right here. This is how he's gonna get out of it.
And shout out to Takal, man. I ain't never take him as a lawyer type person.
He's doing very good.
A hell of a job playing his role.
Yes, with his fine self.
He's doing a hell of a job playing his role. Shout out to Takal, your style.
That's the best part of this show is seeing him. Thank you, Davis.
Go do something. Go do something.
The dichotomy in those comments. I'll just leave it at that. So as a result, whatever, Crystal. As a result, and as a result of those comments, you got me all off balance because you know I want to come back at you about my carry. But the judge is like, listen, y'all need to come down to my chambers and let's sort this shit out because y'all got some confusion going on up in here and y'all don't know where y'all trying to go. And of course, Davis is pushing for the case to be thrown out. It's a mistrial. There is exculpatory evidence. They got a witness that we ain't know nothing about. And the judge was like, basically, you got 48 hours to find out about this witness and any additional information that you can bring to this case, or I'm throwing the case out. Mm-hmm. So she on a witch hunt now. She got a timeline.
They should have threw it out right then and there, though. That's what I just feel like it shouldn't have been no time, additional time, and not for Tariq.
What they should have did was they should have put the brother on the stand. Man. I mean, because Rashad Tate's testimony is hearsay at this point, so it hasn't been corroborated. So if they want to get to the bottom of these comments about the witness, you got the person right there in the courtroom that is the source of the information.
That's what the DA should have done, was call him up as a rebuttal witness.
Yes, she should have called him up as a rebuttal witness. Exactly. So Zeke and Mecca or Dante are at the bar. So now that he's 23, he's at the bar
having a father-son moment.
You just found out last night. You're not 19, you're 23.
He was at the bar before, though, wasn't he, when he got jumped by GCG?
They were at a club or something. Yeah, they were at a nightclub or something. Or whatever. But, Dante starts kind of break down the whole situation of how everything came to be where he's at. And, his backstory and, that, he really should talk to his mother because she does love him. And, he needs to give her a chance to explain herself. So what do you think his intentions are at this point?
Dante's intentions is pretty much to whatever Monet needs at this point because he feels like he got her. So whatever he needs to do in order to lock that down, he's going to do it.
Do you think he genuinely wants a relationship with Zeke?
No, I don't think so.
He plays a part in it.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think he's using
Zeke as a means to an end to get Monet. Exactly. I agree. I think he's using it as a means to an end to lock down Monet.
Yeah, it's a package deal.
It's a package deal. Yep. Because that's why he keeps offering to bring these other kids along. He don't give a damn about them kids. He don't give a damn about her kids.
Nah, not at all.
He's just trying to get her. And so you see Drew and Diana, they coming up with a scheme on how they going to get these drugs back. And, of course, Diana, she's the Wizard of Oz. Dirty Diana, she's all-knowing. And she knows Tariq's system, so she knows how they can get their hands back on the drugs. And Drew also takes this opportunity. She was like, I don't understand why everybody mad at me, huh? And Drew also takes this opportunity to put some straightening on her and let her know that you're the reason why everything's happening right now the way it is, because you put all the family's business out in the street. And she just can't seem to understand that. She's like, oh, fuck you, Drew. Nah, you truly are the reason why your family's falling apart.
You are the reason. And even, again, I still don't understand her motive. Like, I get it. You mad at your mom. You want to get in, you really think this is what's going on, but I don't know. I just don't know what her goal was, what she was trying to prove. Like, I don't get it.
Well, she's trying to vindicate herself. She's trying to be justified in her actions. She's trying to be justified for the things that she's done. She's trying to say she did all of that in motivation of the truth and saving her family and doing what's right for the family.
She's messy as hell.
She's messy as hell, exactly. So they finally get Zeke to come back to the hotel. And Monet starts laying out. So a lot of what we thought was going to get answered in season 3, and I think a lot of it's going to get expanded on in season 3. But no, Monet kind of breaks down the timeline, and she kind of breaks down, the backstory of how her sister ended up with Zeke. And it's just like what we had been speculating, saying that her parents took Zeke away from her and gave it to her sister. And once he got of age and, was into sports and everything, they saw that as an opportunity for him to get in the NBA and for him to go to school in New York. And she said she was just happy being able to be his aunt and still be a part of his life.
But that still doesn't explain the age thing. It still doesn't explain why they changed his age. I don't understand that.
No, and I really wish that they hadn't wrote that in, because that was just we could still had the story.
There was no reason. Yes. I mean, other than making him ineligible for the draft, but there was many. You could have just said that his grades fell off. Like, you could have come up with any reason.
Well, because of all this criminal investigation into his family,
you could have had him getting hurt. You could have had a whole basketball sequence with him getting hurt. Like, that happens all the time. Like,
red shirt. He could have been red shirted.
It just didn't make sense to me.
He could have been red shirted. There's a lot of things that could have played a role in that.
Especially since his grades was already poor when we first got introduced to the character, and the fact that Tariq had to be his tutor, and the fact that Tariq has got all this other stuff going on right now and hasn't been tutoring him, hasn't been doing his homework, it would have been very plausible and easy for us to see that, oh, hey, your grades fell off, you're off the team.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done anything. They could have done anything else better than they did with the story. And I don't like how they're writing his character, because they're making his character just so consumed with this NBA draft, and your whole life just got turned upside down. The woman you thought all your life is your mother, you ain't even make any comments about it. You don't even have any comments about the fact that your mother is your aunt and your aunt is your mother. I would be a little bit more concerned about all of those dynamics than I would be about the draft right now.
Again, everything else, I'm with y'all. Like, it happens all the time. Somebody gets pregnant, they're young, another family, she goes away, has the baby, another family member takes the baby. Like, that happens all the time. But the age thing doesn't make sense, and I don't understand why that's in there.
That don't make sense to me either. I could have dealt without that.
Well, he asks her in this scene, I just need one question answered. Did you have anything to do with Carrie?
Ooh.
Obviously, she's lying.
Ooh.
Right, and Dante knows she's lying. You saw Dante's face.
And covered for her. So, are we left to assume that she did kill Carrie?
No, but I think she knows that if she admits that she went to go see Carrie, it's kind of like, somebody pop up dead. You're like, I wasn't over there. Even though you didn't kill him, you don't even want the suspicion,
But she may have motivated her to do the suicide. Okay.
She may have.
I think she's involved. I don't think she's directly involved, but I think that
she definitely got something to do with it.
Yeah, she got something.
She was there.
Yeah, she definitely has something to do with it. But either way, she's lying. We could tell by her body language and his body language that they're lying.
Exactly, Super Kings. We brought that up. I think last week or the week before last. If Zeke is leaving school, like Tariq's whole deal is contingent upon Zeke. So what's gonna, what are they gonna do now? But listen, there's so many other things.
Especially at the press conference. I was gonna bring that up when we got to that scene about the press conference when he announced. The first thing he announced was, "I'm leaving Stansfield."
Mm-hmm.
So Tariq, you out of school now. That's it.
I ain't even think about that.
Campus, right? Because that's the whole reason why you're there. Yeah, I agree. Dante definitely knew that she was lying, and he covered for her. So the next scene, Drew and Everett have a moment. I thought this was actually Drew getting ready to do his work and actually take out Everett, but he didn't.
He needed that card. He was trying to get that
ID card, that key card to move around the campus. So he finessed him to get the key card.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question. And I know this is going to sound crazy. They were getting ready to have sex. He was in his drawers. Where did he put the key card?
I guess in his underwear.
But when he came out the bathroom, they didn't pick up.
You know where he put that card at.
Right.
And people in prison put stuff at.
Right.
You know where he put that card at. You know where he slid that card.
I'm just
he did a tip drill on himself.
I don't know. I mean, that's a little petty thing. I'm not even tripping. It's just what I was sitting there thinking. Now, where you gonna put it? Like, I know he put it in.
He did a tip drill on himself, Negro. You nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I know he put it in his underwear, but my thing is, y'all are literally getting ready to have sex. Like, that's not what's getting ready to come off next. Like, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I was just, nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Jenny meets with the Westons and their attorney, and she pretty much trying to get her next witness geared up, and she's done her homework. She's done her homework because she put them pictures out, and she gave them opportunity to kind of come clean because she knew that she had information they had information for her, so she was trying to get them to come clean. Braden did his thing. You know, he held his own until them pictures came out. Well, until the brother started talking, because
man, that brother snitched. He told it all.
His snitch ass.
He should have beat his ass.
All.
He told everything he knew and didn't know.
He probably told them what color his drawers were that night. He told it all.
And it corroborated everything in them pictures. When she put them pictures out from that dash cam, it was like, and then he's willing to testify. Not only did he snitch, but he's willing to testify. And the attorney was like, listen, if whoever testifies, we need full immunity.
Yeah, that was a good deal.
That was a good deal. And the father he's like, okay, no, I want to see this. I want to hear this, what's going on. Because that's Braden's probably getting ready to be out of his family. He's probably getting ready to get kicked out of his family, disowned.
He ready to disown him. He gonna cancel him as a weapon.
Especially with that picture. Yeah. Once that picture come out, Braden is that's it. Tariq has ruined yet another life.
Don't blame it on Tariq.
Whose fault is it?
Don't blame it on Tariq.
Whose fault is it?
You think it's Tariq's fault that Braden's family is falling apart?
Yes.
It's Tariq's fault about that picture coming out.
It's Tariq's fault about the picture, but not about this part.
He got him directly involved with Kane. What do you mean?
How you get directly involved with Kane?
I'm gonna say this.
Braden chose his life.
Like Effie said later on in the episode, Braden, you chose this.
He chose his life. You can't blame it on Tariq.
Yeah, no, that's not on Tariq. Braden wanted to be in the life, and if it wasn't Tariq, he'd have found somebody else. Braden wanted that.
He said it though in previous episodes. He said he loved this shit and he can't get away from it. That's what he said. Exactly. So that was his option.
Yeah, but I think that's not what is going to tear their family apart. When that picture comes out, that extortion, that's what's going to tear their family apart. Oh, that picture's
going to be the nail in the coffin.
And they're going to know that came from Braden to Tariq. So ultimately, whether directly or indirectly, Tariq is responsible for what's getting ready to happen or what's going to happen. And, you know, Braden's like, you know, and Braden's trying to, you know, discredit his brother and make his brother, you know, look like he's not a good witness. Like he's just a doped up cokehead. Like, you know, don't pay attention to anything he's saying. But when she put them pictures down on him, I mean, he had no choice but to, you know, fall back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the brother is going to be able to testify?
The brother going.
I don't even know if the trial is going to be.
Brady don't kill his brother.
No, because next week, Braden in the preview for next week, Braden's in the courtroom.
I think he's gonna kill his brother at some point.
Yeah, that picture is very controversial. But I think what's going to happen is since he showed it to the DNC guy, I think the DNC's guy is not going to let that picture be released. They're probably just going to force Sweeney to step down, you know, from behind the scenes or whatever, and they're just going to give
That's exactly what I said. Yep. I think at some point he's gonna kill his brother.
What pulls my teeth? Y'all think Braden is going to be forced to murder his brother?
I don't know. You think it's gonna be a Cain and Abel kind of thing?
Could be.
I don't think he's gonna do it though.
I don't think he is, because we saw that he couldn't do it with Lauren.
He couldn't
do it with Lauren.
That's Lauren. He hates his fucking brother.
Kane will.
But he's still his brother, though. That's his brother.
And that's his family. And just as much as he don't like his family and his father and them, he still didn't want to put that picture out. So
exactly.
So regardless of what he feel about his brother, I don't think that he's going to. I don't think he's going to kill his brother.
Kane do it.
Well, if Kane get it wind of this, yeah, he up out of here.
If Kane find out, that's a wrap. Kane already told him. He said, "If you don't do it, I'm gonna kill you. If you don't kill her, I'm killing you." So you figure it out. You decide what it is you want.
Super King of Kings says, I think that Braden will take his place to testify, will protect his brother and Tariq with the immunity deal. That's a good way to look at that.
Yeah.
Because in the preview, you do see Braden's getting ready to go get up on the stand. So Braden could do it in a way that kind of like how Carrie did with Lauren. But I still think that the DA has those pictures from the dash cam, and she knows based on the brother's testimony, either way, she's going to find a way to get that out in court. I feel like she's going to find a way to bring that out in court. So we see Dirty Diana shows up at Tariq's dorm. And so back in the earlier scene where her and Drew was coming up with a scam, basically they realized that Tariq keep all his work in those 3D lockers on the roof of the school.
Which was dumb to begin with, but
and I didn't understand how she knew about that. I didn't think that Tariq had told her about that, but Marvin brought up a good point offline. We were talking that scene where he had invited Diana up there and Lauren had caught them up there together. And she's like, I bring you up here to this spot and you bring her here. But I didn't think that Tariq had told her about the QR code and the lockers. I thought only him and Brayden knew about that.
Well, we talk about Dirty Diana, so she could find out anything. Hell, she found out that this kid was actually 23.
No, I told you,
Detective Dirty Diana.
Yeah, I told you, Dirty Diana. Nosy,
with that leather ass serpent suit on, man. I told you, but because Monet didn't come up to Stansfield, she sent Diana up there to talk to Tariq about the plan. And when Tariq showed her, like, hey, look, he had showed her, if you go back, I can't remember what episode it was, but he showed her about the lockers and the QR code.
Okay.
And that's when Lauren came up there and was like, I brought you up as a secret. And you basically brought her up here. And that's when he was like, hey, it's a lot. You don't know what's going on with me. And that's when he mentioned Yaz. And was like his sister was taken away. He trying to get
yeah. And they went to go see the Child Protective Services lady that day with the girl. Yep, I remember that now.
Right.
Yep, you're right. But the thing about it is though, what they're showing us in Tariq is I don't think Ghost made some stupid moves centered around the women that were in his life too, but not this sloppy. Tariq is just so sloppy when it comes to these women, and he let them finesse him too much because he totally got finessed in this situation. She came in there with them crocodile tears, crying.
Keep in mind, he's still only 19.
Listen, we can't turn on the fact that he's 19 and he's out here murdering people, selling drugs, finessing people, shaking people down for $2 million.
No, he is, but he can't. But he don't know the game like he don't know the game like Ghost. Like you did the comparison with him. Like we don't know what Ghost was in 19. But he's only 19. He's a college kid, so
he should be moving a lot better than what he's moving. And he's too sloppy. He's too sloppy because he's telling too much of his business.
That's the problem. Is he telling too much of his business?
That's the big problem.
A very big problem. So she's sitting here with these crocodile tears. I think part of this was the truth, and part of this was her finessing him at the same time, if that makes any sense. Because I think she is hurt about the whole situation that's going on with her family right now. She was using this as an opportunity to confide in Tariq, but at the same time, she had ulterior motives at the same time.
So I don't buy this scene. Like when it come down to it, I don't buy this scene. I think all that was just a ploy to basically
get up in that room.
Code, right? All that crying and all that. I blew up the spot. You know what I'm saying? I put my mom on blast. Come on, man. You ain't give a damn about that then, and you damn sure don't care about it now. The only thing you care about is that you get your dad's approval. That's it.
We're even debating this. That shit was so fake. That was, come on. That was it. You saw how fast them tears dried up when he went and got that water. Like, that was so, yeah.
Yeah, so she sends him away. She was like, oh, you got any water? I'm thirsty. She sends him away to get a bottle of water. And, of course, she used that opportunity to unlock his phone, which he was stupid for leaving behind. And she gets the QR code. She takes a picture of it. But at 19, it's easy for a young man to be finessed. Got 3 fine women, you bounce in between easily, can get used. And I think he's been used by all 3 of them. Well,
definitely. That's what I'm saying. He's
not necessarily Lauren, though. Not necessarily Lauren. I don't think that she's finessed him on anything, but definitely Effie and Diana. Definitely.
She finessed him by wearing that damn wire. She's a rat bastard.
Well, she kind of did that unknowingly, but yeah, I guess. So Drew has the key card, and he's him and Diana are going up here, and they just hit the jackpot, literally. They just literally hit the jackpot. They got all the work. So it's like I was telling Marvin offline. It's like everything that they did last week really didn't accomplish anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We just robbing them. You robbing us. We robbing. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" Like, I just knew they were gonna go through all that, open up the thing,
and nothing was gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, all the work gone, and you got to give bag back still. You still got the only thing y'all got away with successfully was with the ring and killing Lil Guap. That's it. That's it. That's it. So all that was a waste of time. So they load up the work and they take the work back. My thing is, and I know I'm being petty, but let me have my petty moment. I'll let y'all have y'all's. Let me have my petty moment. Why is this campus not locked down?
That campus should have been locked down a long time ago.
Yeah, all these murders and crimes and things that are occurring up here at this campus. Campus security should be knee deep, and you got people, two people that are just walk into this campus at any time, day or night, and y'all walking around here with duffel bags. What's going on?
Campus security, they need NYPD up there, bro.
Yeah.
You got people
at this point, they need NYPD up there.
You need some plain clothes walking around on campus, bro.
For real. At this armed security. So they get to work together and they they take it back to Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is happy that they get to work back, and he immediately put it out on the street. Lauren is not innocent, though. I feel like she's only interested in Tariq surrounding his situation revolving his case. Remember, she had a boyfriend and just magically left him. And they really didn't even explain that as to, what happened between her and the boyfriend. It just one day she started messing around with Tariq and, the boyfriend was out of the picture.
The boyfriend, she kicked him to the curb quick.
She did.
Yeah, but you got the impression that she wasn't really into the boyfriend. He was more of like the family's pick for her rather than what she really wanted. Like, that's the impression I got. So I feel like, she used Tariq as to give her the backbone to finally walk away.
Oh, okay. I got you. I understand. So Lorenzo doesn't waste any time at all getting his work back out on the street.
He got that work. He got that re-up out there quick.
I mean, real fast. I mean, they riding around and getting it. He ain't waste no time getting Drew out there on them streets to get that work out. So him and Drew are riding around, passing out the work, collecting money, passing out the work, business as usual. But at this point, that product gonna run out too. Then what you gonna do?
Like I said, they keep acting like that's the only connect.
I guess so. So it's the press conference, and Zeke announces his intentions on leaving Stansfield and going into the NBA draft, and he's fielding questions from reporters, and he's apparently signed with this agent that had been trying to get in touch with him all season. And there's an article that comes up on everybody's cell phone about his age.
Bleacher Report.
Yeah, the Bleacher Report. Who leaked it?
Dante.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all in agreement.
Because he's manipulating them to need him.
Yeah, because you remember that scene with him and Monet, and Zeke told him, like, listen, once I'm going to go out on my own. Once I make it to the league,
that's it. I don't want to talk to you
with
or
both
her.
of y'all. Yep. And so I think this was their way of controlling him to say, no, you're gonna have to come back to us now. You're gonna have you have a reason to come back to us now because your goals and your career is done for. So now you have no choice but to accept the life that we want to have for you. Which I think that's pretty shitty as parents, that they've already ruined this boy's life, and there seems to be no type of remorse. There seems to be no type of earnest attempt to try to fix all the wrongs that they don't done to this boy. They just continue to ruin his life at this point.
They for damn sure showed why the oldest sister had him for all that time, because they some ain't shit parents.
Basically.
I agree, but they're not the worst parents that we've seen on Power, but they're in the category. They're definitely in the category.
Oh,
that nominee.
Because I don't think nobody worse than Tasha St. Patrick, but So then you see Lauren and Tariq, they meet up. And they pretty much have a conversation. And Tariq is trying to warn Lauren that she needs to leave school. She needs to get somewhere safe because even though she didn't testify, she's still not safe. So, I mean, they're showing that he really does care about her and he really is trying to protect her. So, what do you think about her reaction? She just don't know what kind of danger she's in, does she?
Nope.
She had no idea. She still should die.
Yep. You can go argument with me on that. I mean, you say that. You said that with a little oomph in your voice, like you
right.
You
said that was still die. She a snitch. She a snitch. She gotta go. He shouldn't even say her. She a snitch.
Y'all do remember that, right?
She gotta go.
As far as Lauren snitching, if she was gonna snitch on anybody, she should have snitched on who drugged it was. You made a whole deal to bring down all you start the whole campus full of shit because of some petty ass. You could even say it ain't nobody drugs. It's mine. I use it. But send your ass to rehab.
I'm going to go potato with y'all then. If that's the case, y'all want to defend Tariq about being 19. Well, guess what? So is she. So
that's
y'all
what I said. She should have just got a lawyer.
Her to know the laws of the street, and she ain't even in the life. Y'all expect for her to know that it's not okay to snitch. She's 19 too. She should have just told her parents. She was finessed by an adult. She was finessed.
She should have just told her parents.
Yeah, but who she finessed by?
Same scenario.
Who was she finessed by?
Thank you.
She was being finessed. So, I don't necessarily blame the whole situation because she didn't know what she was snitching on. It wasn't like she was directly. Yeah, she wore the wire. I get it. I understand that. But it doesn't negate the fact that she didn't know what she was wearing it for. They didn't tell her that, hey, we're investigating your boyfriend for murder. She thought she was doing something that was going to get her out of trouble. She didn't realize she was getting someone else in trouble in the process of doing what she was doing.
But I'm gonna say this is all I'm gonna say about that. I hear everybody's point. But my only thing is she's 19, but she's smart enough to know that she should have just called her parents. Now she didn't want her parents to find out, and I get that you didn't want your parents to find out. But when now they talking about you wearing a wire or you going to jail, I'm sorry, some things are just more important. It's time to call. It's time to call the parents.
Her parents had never tell her to stop telling so much when she was a kid.
I mean, I don't know, but I do agree that she may not understand how deep it goes for her to snitch. Yeah. But I'm just saying that that she still, calling her parents probably was the best option.
That was the best option, definitely.
And clearly not her only option. So we next get to the next scene is Zeke is at the basketball court, and he's Monet and Dante is just kind of hanging out with him. They're trying to develop some type of relationship with him, I'm assuming.
Well, they're trying to console him at this point because this is after the thing came out.
And Monet ain't got nowhere else to go right now because she done been put out. So she ain't got nowhere else to go. She ain't got shit else to do. And so you see this Suburban pull up on them and start blasting on them. Who sent them? Because I think that Dante set this up as well.
I think it's GTG.
Could be. It could be.
That's what I thought. I thought it was GTG.
If it wasn't GTG, I think it was Lorenzo, and that was probably some of his small, the little batch of
Lorenzo. I don't know.
How would he have known where they were?
He said he had people in the streets, but he didn't have many. So I mean, I feel like if it wasn't the rest of GTG, it was actually Lorenzo people.
I don't think Lorenzo have. I don't think he'd try to kill Zeke and Monet. I would personally think that. Hell, he really don't even know.
And he really don't have a reason to be shooting at Dante. He really doesn't have a reason to be shooting at Dante at this point.
Right. I think it's GTG, or it could be whatever's left of BSK.
Oh yeah, you forgot about them.
Yeah. So it could be whatever's left of BSK.
Yeah. That's who it probably was. That's exactly what it
they killed members of BSK. They killed the leader. but they don't mean they killed. They don't mean they knocked off everybody. So I say it's either GTG or BSK. I don't think it's Lorenzo.
I agree.
But BSK didn't know about Monet and Zeke though.
But they know of Mecca.
Part of me feels like it's another manipulation attempt by Mecca to get them to get them to be needed, for him to be needed, for he's trying to paint the scenario where he's their protector, and the only way that they're going to be safe is if they run off with him and they have this life. So he's just trying to push this narrative forward that you're in danger. Come on, I'm offering you a better deal here. I'm giving you a better life. Come go with me.
But Monet is, because the first thing out Monet's mouth was it must have been Lorenzo. Monet is using it as an opportunity to twist Lorenzo.
Exactly.
It could be Dante playing them. It could be, because I definitely feel like it was Dante that turned Zeke into the NCAA.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, because at Lorenzo was worried about them drugs, and he's too upset and hurt right now.
Big Mike.
To be quite honest with you, they haven't shown Lorenzo having that kind of forethought. You see what I'm saying? Having that kind of forethought. I would have assumed it would have been Diana more before I would have assumed it was Lorenzo. Lorenzo just seems to be kind of, empty up here. So that's someone that got resources, and they've shown that Dante has all kind of resources or whatever. So it would have been easy for him to leak that story right there just to push his narrative. So in the next scene, you see Effie and Tariq hanging out. Like neither one of them ain't got a class that they need to be in at this point. They hanging out, and they eat some food or whatever. And of course, Tariq uses these opportunities to really let out what's on his mind. He uses these opportunities to kind of pick Effie's brain and kind of unload on her on what's bothering him or what's going on with him. So he pretty much opens up to her about the whole situation with Lauren, and then she finds out that Lauren was wearing a wire, and that everything that's happening right now is because of her. And you could just see it all over her face that she was going to take that information and do something with it. We didn't know what she was going to do with it at that moment, but we knew that she was processing and that she was getting ready to do something against Tariq's wishes.
At this moment, I knew it was over for Lauren.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all know I ain't been trusting her from y'all know I ain't trusting her. I'm not surprised, but what I also saw it was jealousy. She definitely developed feelings. This is not a booty call thing for her.
Yep.
So
she said that in the last. Remember, she said that in the last episode when he said, "I thought you wasn't trying to catch feelings." She said, "I think I'm past that."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, definitely agree that there's some jealousy.
You don't trust her.
There's definitely some jealousy in there.
Yep. Don't trust her. I wouldn't trust her in the house with me.
Then look who she called.
Okay,
I wouldn't trust her in the house with me, Bob.
All right, wouldn't trust me in the house with me. Nope.
So, what's the next thing we see? Who she called? Kane. And they meet up on a bridge, and she gives Kane the 411 on what's going on between Lauren, and she basically told him do what you will with this information, but here it is. So
exactly what pulls my teeth. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Although we didn't see a body.
Everybody.
I think she did. Yeah,
I think she did it too, but I also think they left I think she did it too, but I also think they left the back door open.
They did. They left a back door open.
Yeah,
they left a back door open. I agree. All right. So Kane goes and meets up with Brayden, and basically he assigns the task to Brayden that, hey, you got to get rid of old girl. He's like, right. You want to be part of this life? I gave you a gun. Use it. Because if you don't get rid of her, I'm going to get rid of you. So he really left him with no choice. He really didn't have a choice at all at this point.
That's a good question that she just met up with Kane like that, though.
I agree because I expected that to be Mecca. Y'all know I thought she was working for Mecca, so I thought it was gonna be Mecca. I agree. That was way too easy.
Well, they kind of were like giving each other googly eyes at that meetup in that back room. True. When they meet up at the store last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and then they met up at they've had runs at Stansfield too.
So, and remember, she asked you, it was like, well, how long I got to work with Kane, or how close I got to work with Kane, or something like that.
She did ask that. Yeah. But Effie for the streets, though. So, you know, she going to take advantage of an opportunity. So it's just like, I felt like she tried to do the same thing with Monet when she met up with Monet. She was like, yo, you'll make a lot of money with me. So, you know, if you want to work, hit me. My number's in this burner. So I feel like Effie looks for any opportunity, any advantage.
Right, which is why I don't trust her, because I think at any point, I mean, now she's starting to develop feelings for Tariq, but I think at any point in time she could burn him. Like I just don't trust her.
She could, but I think Effie is just, you know, like I was telling CG earlier. I think Effie is all about I. You know what I'm saying? She has loyalty to an extent. After that, that's it.
Yo, we pulled my teeth. I be trying to figure out that same thing. Like they was pulling scam credit card scams, you know, with Dirty Diana, and
she was trying to give her good advice.
Yeah, not, you know,
I think she even told her, stay away from Tariq. He ain't the type of guy that you need to be with or whatever. You know, so
but that's the oldest trick in the books. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you to stay away from him because I want him. I'm getting you out my way.
Yeah, but she probably want Diana too, because remember, she was with that chick when they came up to Yale.
She's definitely an opportunist, and she's gonna take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself.
I think she low key the
ops. That's how I
too.
feel about it.
Yeah,
I think she low key the ops too.
I do. I'm telling you, I don't trust Effie, and it's probably not gonna come up till next season. But I just don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Well, we know that she don't got the best intentions for Tariq, even though he thinks that she might, but she don't. So we see Tate meet up with I don't even know what dude name is from DNC or whatever, and he gives him the picture, and so that's pretty much open closed case right there, because we already know that Stephen Ott, I think is his name. Ott gonna take that picture to Sweeney and tell Sweeney, look, you need to step down.
You done.
You done.
You done here.
You done
Pack
here.
your shit.
Yep.
You done.
Retirement.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yep.
Dick Cheney.
Turn the lights off. You finished.
Take the nameplate off the door.
Yep.
Take the nameplate off the door and turn the light out when you leave.
So Jenny meets up with Bray, and she's kind of brazen at this point because, I mean, she's just kind of rolling up on him in public and basically telling him, listen, you better consider what I'm offering you. Yeah, you better consider what I'm offering you, because either way, I'm coming after y'all. And so she's just really trying to pressure him. She's really trying to force him and pressure him into turning state's evidence.
She basically was like, if you tell me everything you know about Kane, you'll already be in jail, and you don't have to worry about your brother, worry about your brother's safety. Because she knows that the brother is on a suicide mission. She know the minute the brother takes the stand and tells everything he knows, she knows that's a suicide mission. And she's telling him, listen, if you tell me what you know, he'll already be in jail by the time you or your brother testify, and you don't have to worry about. But I mean, just because he in jail don't mean they can't get got. Like, that's the part she don't understand.
Yeah, she don't understand that either, because you know that she's not going to do a good job protecting any of these witnesses. So
she could care less about protecting any of them.
Yep. As long as she win her case.
I can't wait for it to come out that she banging Sax, man.
I think it's getting to that point where that's getting ready to come out.
That needs to
come to an end. It's either getting ready to get to a point where it's going to come out, or it's either going to come to an end. Because you saw them odds that they were giving each other in the judge's chamber. Like, I think she's done with Sax for the most part.
I'm about to say, I think that's already over, but it's just going to be a matter of coming out about what were they inappropriate while they were doing this
handling this case, right?
I think David's gonna bring it out. He'll do anything to win.
Well, yeah, because he's gonna use it as his ace in the hole.
Because he don't trust Sax either.
Yeah, nope. He's gonna use it as his ace in the hole when he gets
even though
where he feels like he's losing. But right now he up. So
even though he originally hired Sax, to help assist get his brother out, right?
Right.
And that's what it was
alluded to. Still ain't seen no movement in that.
That's what it was alluded to. I think it's more so he hired Sax because of his connections in the prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's office. And so, and Sax has kind of brought some useful information to the table. He found out where Tasha's whereabouts was, the fact that he got that information when he was doing pillow talk with Jenny. So, I mean, he's getting useful information out of Sax, but his ultimate goal is to use Sax to help get his brother out.
Yeah, because Davis knows about Sax, because in that in the episode he was like, you went behind my back and tried to make a deal with the prosecutor for our client, and they went back and forth. That's when he took Tamika and Jennifer to Tariq's dorm room. And that's when he had that. That's when they had the conversation in the bar.
Mm-hmm. I think he's definitely going to use that as his last result to attempt to get the case thrown out. Yeah. He's filing that away for later use. Davis and his brother
this was an unnecessary scene and stupid.
Yeah, it was. Back to my petty moment. I mean, the girl just got adopted, and all of a sudden her adopted parents are celebrating her birthday. It would have been different if they were celebrating, receiving a new child or whatever, but instantly they throwing a birthday party for the child that they just adopted.
Well, I mean, it's her birthday. Why wouldn't they throw a birthday party for that?
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with that.
That's not my problem. I mean, if it's her birthday, then it's time for her to have a party.
I guess what I'm saying is it's just so unrealistic that she would be adopted on her birthday. It just doesn't make sense. When he just notified him last week that your sister's going up for adoption, and all of a sudden now the adoption process has went through that quick, paperwork is signed.
But no, remember what he said last week? He said your father set it all up. So that's what I'm saying. That's the part we were talking about last week, that we were like, why would he have this much forethought to already have a family picked out? Remember, he said that. He said your father set all of this up. How would he even have this much to know? And that's why we were like, it's Ghost. I mean, that's when we started speculating about, is Ghost alive and he's following this, because how would he have this much forethought?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was gonna say. Really, be like, man, the way this is all being set up, it almost feels like they either putting it in a position where Ghost is going to make a return, or we going to actually find out if he's gone or not. Because it's just like, man, like, you got the adoption, you got the whole scene where all these ghosts, all the people that Tariq then encountered and ultimately died. You didn't even see Ghost, but at the same time, he was there though. You had the cell phone. I was waiting for them to show him. Like, okay, so what Ghost at? Nope. Then that's when Carrie come with the phone.
I think at some
point he's gonna make a return.
I think it's more so of the fact that Ghost ran a criminal organization, and that he had already been trying to get his family out of the life, and he had already been trying to make provisions for the family with the clubs and all these things. It's just like with them having the safe deposit box with the mad money and stuff in it. I think it was Ghost actually sitting down and looking at his life and saying that he told Tasha this several times in the original series, that there's only two options for a drug dealer. They're going to end up dead or in jail. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's him. It's just us showing. I think they're showing us just how calculated Ghost was, that he had different scenarios. If this happens, then I want that to happen. If this happens, I want that to happen. So I think it's just us, them showing us just how calculated and how he thought everything out. Because we've seen that several times with Ghost, planning things way far ahead. Just like when he arranged for that whole setup with Lobos. When Lobos got arrested, he arranged for Tommy to get arrested, and he was using that as an opportunity to get his way out. So I think that they're just showing us that Ghost is just really more calculated. Mm. And then you have to keep in mind, Tariq was on a downward spiral. I mean, for how many seasons? At least from season 3 all the way to season 6, he was on a downward spiral. He taking guns to school. He disrespectful to his mama. So I mean, I didn't think he would have good intentions. I don't think that his son was going to turn out to be this great guy. I mean, he mentioning like, even if he is dead, you go back to when they introduced Kanan. Remember, Kanan was walking down the street with Sean and told him Ghost is the type of person you got to stay 3 steps ahead of him. So with that being said, they already knew Ghost was just like
He was out. He was everything was well calculated and planned. So, I mean, I can see that if he is actually dead, to what Queen Essential said, basically he already knew they was in that life, and it was no safety for Yaz. So I agree with that.
I agree. The time in the Power Universe moves so funny. This family has already been, Ghost planned this in an event that no one else was left to raise Yaz. I agree with that. But I guess the issue that I have with the whole adoption thing is we hadn't gotten to that point yet because Tariq hadn't been convicted. Now, she would have gotten adopted after he got convicted and went to jail. Then, yes, there's no one else left in the family. And then Tasha is still there. So, I don't understand how this adoption is even an option when her mother is still around.
She with mom.
Yeah, she needs to be with her mom. How does Tasha's rights get removed? I guess that's my question. How does Tasha's rights to her child get removed? She didn't sign them over.
I don't know.
This food for
all good questions.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, this was just a very unnecessary element to add in. I mean, other than the fact that I feel like they're just writing Yaz off the show, so Tariq will no longer be worried about doing so. Like, it's just the way
that's the motivation.
But again, I just feel like, honestly, we'd have been better off with her staying with the gram. I mean, I know that's part of the storyline of him doing all of this so he could get custody, but I don't know. This whole adoption thing was it was a lot, but that's just me.
So in our next scene, Monet goes to Mecca and she's like, yo, we need to talk. Because in her mind, she's thinking that Lorenzo is responsible for everything that's happened. The shootout, Zeke's age being released. So she thinks that Lorenzo's trying to tear her down and take away everything. But really, it's Mecca that is actually the one that's doing all this to get her ingratiated and indebted to him and get her to submit to him because he wants to run off with her. And so he's just soaking all this in. This is exactly what he wants to happen. And it's happening. So he go pull up on Kane, and I guess this is the first time he's noticed that the bag was gone. So he didn't realize that they had robbed him as well. He just thought that they had took the product.
Right. He didn't realize they had been in the apartment.
He hadn't realized that they had been in the apartment and took the bag as well. So he put a strap on Kane. He was like, listen, I knew y'all took the drugs and I was cool with that. I could settle for that, but I need that bag back. And so you could just see the desperation and the anger and the sense of urgency on getting the bag back. And of course, Kane lies to his face. I don't know nothing about it. So he pulls out a tracker and tracks the bag and realizes that it's at Stansfield. So we later found out, some of the contents in the bag, I don't think that's everything that was in the bag, but we kind of find out what's the most important items in the bag that he's trying to get back.
Well, we know the ring was in the bag.
The ring was in the bag as well.
The ring was in the bag, yeah.
Yep, the ring was in the bag. So Kane calls his mom because he locks Kane down. He tells Kane that, look, the penthouse is on lockdown. You can't leave or go anywhere.
Now you can't leave.
Which makes me wonder how she got in. But
I was going to bring that up.
I'm gonna let it go.
No, don't let it go because it's going to be a question I'm going to bring up because I definitely said that when we were talking, Marvin. How the hell did she get in the penthouse? If he couldn't get out, how did she get in?
Right, if he couldn't get out, how did she get in? But okay.
Bad writing. So Kane has a moment for once that he's really in fear of what's getting ready to happen to him next.
Yeah, he thought he was done.
Kane was giving his goodbye messages, right?
Yep, he was calling. He only called his mama,
for always being there for me and being a good mama.
Yep.
Tell Drew and Diana I love them. I said, he
was writing his letter to his unborn child. He was writing a letter.
But then Monet thought about it. Like,
he was writing.
Why you still alive? Why he didn't shoot you? Why he didn't shoot you?
Right? Why would he keep you alive?
Why would he keep you alive? That's what Monet was like. Well, what sense does this make? Why would he keep you alive?
And he kept you there with a cell phone. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it did leave you with a phone. Like, send me a picture of this dude. So, and that happened off camera. But once she realized who it was, she went over there. And again, I don't know how she got access to the penthouse.
Could it be that he intentionally let her in knowing she was gonna come there?
Could be part of it.
Could it be?
Could be. Or he
told Kane he was locked down. Kane told Monet that he was locked down and he's not letting him go anywhere. But if Monet get there, according to before they robbed him, Kane said that the man's security was top notch. So I'm assuming he watching his penthouse from wherever. So if he knew she was there, maybe he let her in.
I don't know, but I think that while they were waiting for Dante to get there, I think that they came up with a whole scheme. I think they got this whole situation planned out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Once I think because she saw the picture, which is why she was there. She knew exactly who he was. And I think they came up with a whole plan.
She was like, send me a picture. I forgot about that because she did say, send me a picture.
Right. As soon as he walked in the door, they started playing him. Kane told my son, pretending like he's so offended. You was playing me the whole time. I don't think Kane for 1 minute was upset by it. I think he already knew. I think they'd already, and because the minute she said, she was like, listen, we got to get rid of Lorenzo and we'll leave with you. Monet's not that person. You think she's going to let this type of betrayal go? This man been playing her for months now. Ain't no way in hell she's ready to get on no plane with him.
So you think that she's been working him just as much as he's been working her?
Exactly. She's working him to kill Lorenzo. And I think the plan is after he killed Lorenzo, they're going to kill him. I think that's the plan.
And if Mecca was really upset and bothered by this whole situation, he wouldn't have left him with a phone. He would not have left him with a phone. Dude just sent Tariq a text saying, "Hey, left him alive, bro." And he activated a tracking device. He alive
because the minute he said, "I already knew you stole my drugs, but my bag I needed back," and Kane looked him dead in his face and lied about it. When he went to track it and it was at Stansfield, he knew Kane had something to do with it. He should have slit his throat on the way out the door.
He couldn't kill him because of Monet.
But like Monet said, you kept him alive because this was your plan all along.
Yep, he couldn't kill him because of Monet. If he would have killed Kane, it would have been over. Like it definitely wasn't coming back from that. He would have never got Monet if he would have killed Kane.
Yep.
Monet wants Lorenzo dead so she'll be free of Lorenzo. I mean, you could tell this whole season she was over Lorenzo. Hell, last season
when she went up there,
visiting him out of obligation, and
she was visiting him. I was just going to say that she was visiting him out of obligation because she got tired of wearing the busted lingerie. She was tired of getting air. She want out of the life. So, and now that Lorenzo's out, she's even deeper in the life than where she wanted to be originally.
Right, and you see that Lorenzo, and then you see she sees what her life is going to be like now that he's home.
Yeah.
Like, look at how he talks to her. Look at how he treats her. Like, he's totally disregarded her. That ain't what she want.
Nope, it's not what she want. Because, she had already told her. When she told him, she said, I had everything planned up where the family would be safe. He told her, if you want safety, go get a car wash. So it was a wrap.
Right. He told her, just go shopping. Like, that's not what she want. Like, she don't necessarily want to be in the life, but she don't want to be treated like that either. Like, she
ain't no kept woman. She's not a kept woman.
Right. And maybe it was cool.
So bags and purses and clothes. Yeah, she like all those things, but that don't make her. That don't motivate her.
Right. And maybe it was cool in the beginning, but now she got a taste of something different. She can't go back to that life. She can't do it.
Well, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years.
Right. Yeah, I'm agreeing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's been 10 years, so it's time to move on.
Right. And you were a housewife that took care, and it was 10 years. The kids were little. Like, she don't have, taking them back and forth to school and keeping them involved in, doing this type of stuff. Kane, the kids were kids. So that whole life is just different.
She's definitely
an alpha. And Drew already done got shot. So she's out of the streets. I
agree.
She went out of the streets because Drew already done got shot. And even when she said, like, for her, it's a different
even though she treated Diana bad, she was also concerned about her well-being because she was trying to school her and try to let her know how she need to move in the life or whatever the case may be. So ultimately, she wanted her kids out of the life. The only people that she seemed to be most concerned with getting out of life was Drew and Diana. Because she even said in the episode that they were good kids, they were good to us, they were good to me. I don't want this life for them. or whatever. So I mean, ultimately, her goal is to get her and her family to safety.
Xavier, drug dealers don't get divorced. No, she can't divorce him. They don't get divorced.
No, they stay married by obligation. This
right, you can't submit no financial.
That's why Grant Tasha the divorce was, because now I have an opportunity for this person to testify against me if I'm not married to him. So no, it's death.
Right, that ain't how this goes.
Divorce by death. Death do us part.
Right, blood in, blood out.
So Tariq gets the text from Kane talking about there's a tracking device in the bag in Mecca. Like, that was so stupid for Mecca to leave him with that phone, because I really wanted Tariq to be caught off guard, but it gave Tariq time to prepare and to go look for what was in the bag. So what we see in the bag is passports for everybody except for Diana. They ain't have a passport for Diana.
It sure wasn't no passport in there for Diana.
It was not a passport for Diana. So
Dirty Diana ain't got no passport, man.
Detective Dirty Diana ain't got no passport. But you see a file in here from the U.S. Attorney's Office. So is that his criminal file? His file about his snitching? What do y'all?
Yeah, that's his paperwork proving.
You rat bastard.
That's his paperwork. What?
Proving he a snitch.
Yeah, I thought so too. So
and remember, Tariq took pictures of it. So even if he get a bag back, Tariq still has proof of it.
Yep, and then he calls Davis and asks Davis about him, and and Davis gives him the rundown on who Dante Spears is, and he also warns him that he's also dangerous. So you better watch yourself with this one, because he's dangerous.
That he a global snitch, he an international snitch.
Yeah, he's an international snitch.
He's all over the world.
Tariq leaves the campus with the bag. Where does he take the bag? You think he would put it on the roof?
No, because then he would have known the stash was gone.
That's what I was thinking too. That would have been a perfect opportunity for him to learn that the stash was gone.
Right. And I feel like, there should have been a reaction to that. Even though he got a whole lot of other stuff going on, there should have been a reaction to that. But he definitely put it somewhere where he trusts. And I don't know. The roof would have been a perfect place, but then he would have seen the stash was gone. And I don't feel like we can gloss over that should have been a reaction from him. You know what I'm saying?
It should, especially since they went to such an elaborate way to get it. It should have been a reaction that, damn, I just got robbed.
Right.
Because Braden was already off campus, so it's not like he gave the bag to Braden. It's like, where did the bag go? Because he ain't got no car to get nowhere. So things that make you go,
Right.
So he calls Braden up and tell Braden that I need you to go pick up Lauren. She's at her parents' house, and get her out of town.
And he was already there.
He was
already there to the place.
Yep. He's ready to put that work in.
I think it's another stupid opportunity that she's relying on Tariq to rescue her from this situation when she's already at her parents' house, who she should have called the first time that we say. What is Braden going to do for you that your parents shouldn't be able to do for you at this point? Maybe her parents weren't home.
I don't know.
I know. So Tariq gets back to the room, and Mecca's sitting there waiting on him, and we learn a lot in this scene.
Hey,
yeah,
what Tariq told him? He told me you should have a global award for snitching.
Yep. We learn a lot in this scene, and
you a good snitch.
I don't know what direction are they going with this, because they laid out the history. First of all, how does he know that Ghost is dead?
Who, Mecca?
Yeah.
You said, how does he know?
He knows that because he knew that Ghost was St. Patrick. He said, I knew your father.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Let me rephrase my question. How did he know that Tariq killed him?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how he knew that. That was going to be my question too. I don't know how he knew Tariq killed him, because it seemed like everybody knows Tariq is everybody knows Tariq killed him. I don't know.
Who knows?
Takes me back to my theory. I think that Mecca is Ghost's brother.
Brother?
Or related to them in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion.
I didn't see that one. I don't know. I mean, that's a theory. I don't know.
Oh, that's I mean, Mecca does work for the Fed, so they probably told him like, yeah, we think Tariq St. Patrick killed his own dad.
I mean, because we went all the way. I mean, we could have tied this. We could have tied this in with. We could have tied this in with any other drug cartel that Ghost and Tommy worked with over the 6 years. We had Milan. We had Jimenez. But we went all the way back to season 1 Lobos.
I ain't mad at that.
Oh, Xavier said that Ghost had a brother that went to the military.
I think he's related, and he knows Tariq. He says, "I know all." When Tariq came in the room, he was like, "I know all about you, Tariq St. Patrick." I mean, so what would be his interest in this 19-year-old boy?
I mean, the rest of that I was here for, because if they was all in the streets, and they were all in the streets. But it was the whole "I know you killed him" part that I was like, how do you know that?
Yes, that part, them running the streets together, I was cool with all that. Even with the whole Lobos and the snitching thing, I was cool with all that until he said, "I even know what you did with your father." And then when he made that comment as he was leaving about, "Oh, when you see your father in hell, tell him Dante said good looking out," which means that Ghost would know who Dante is.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this scenario about him being snitch, Ghost shouldn't even know who Dante is.
Exactly.
So there's a connection between Dante and Ghost.
I thought about that Super King because I know he's a snitch and that kind of information, but we did they ever have proof that? I know we had the tape that Sax made, but did anybody ever anybody ever see the tape? Are y'all reading on law enforcement side?
Are y'all reading the chat? Did you read what Mike Mack put? He said, so do you guys remember a few seasons back on the OG Power when Tommy asked Ghost about his Spanish brother that went to the military? I got to go back and watch that now. Damn.
Yeah, I vaguely remember there was, and it may be in season 1, y'all, because you remember when they were standing out front, Truth that night that Truth opened up, they were having a conversation about the past. They weren't talking about the past because that's when we learned that Ghost's father was a drunk and his mama had ran off or whatever the case may be. Or it could be a situation that he's related to Ghost by the mama because we never knew what happened to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she went off and took up life anew somewhere else or whatever the case may be. I think the Easter eggs are in season 1 because they're bringing it all the way back with Lobos. So I feel like the answer is in season 1 somewhere. We just got to find it.
But I told y'all that he was a snitch though. Remember when they first introduced Mecca and he walked out the little back door with Kane and Lil Guap. I said, man, this dude, the way he was moving, I'm like, man, this dude, something up with him. He a snitch or he a cop.
Well, Dante is not Latino. He's mixed. He's black.
And neither was Ghost.
No, I'm talking about the chat. I'm reading the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they did mention somewhere because Tariq asked Tasha in an episode how did Ghost learn how to speak Spanish, and Tasha was like, I don't know. He learned before I met him. Mm-hmm. So I think they were trying to allude to the fact that Angela taught him Spanish because they would always speak to each other in Spanish. Yeah, I believe so too. I don't know. I mean, for this whole scene and the first time him meeting Tariq, it just seemed like he knew Tariq already. He knew what Tariq was about and how Tariq moved. And Tariq extorts him for $2 million. $2
million
in an offshore account.
To him.
He ain't finna get that money because in Mecca's mind, Mecca's gonna kill him, get that bag back, and he ain't gonna get no money. But of course, you know that ain't never gonna happen to Super Tariq because Tariq is all great and wonderful. Ain't never gonna happen to him. But
I mean, he is the star of the show, so
Ghost was a star of his show too, and he got killed
at the end. In the last season,
7 seasons.
Well, this one can die too.
I mean, Ghost got out of some stuff that he shouldn't have got out of too.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, but the difference with I'm not even gonna get into that because I feel like my opinion is going to have a no winning situation. It always does.
It's not about winning. What's your opinion? It's not about winning. What's your opinion?
What my opinion is, yeah, Ghost did some things and he got away with a lot of different things, but Ghost really didn't kill civilian. Most of Ghost's death were related to people that were in a life, and things that people were doing to him that were a threat to him and his family. Tariq's is just base carelessness. You out here robbing and stealing and pulling legs. You got your sister all wrapped up. Your sister came out here to try to defend you, and you sat here and watch her get killed. You learn the game from Kanan, and you set him up, and he gets killed. I mean, all the things that have happened to everyone is because of his actions and his decisions, and there's no consequences for it. That's my issue with Tariq. My issue with Tariq is he's continuing to disrupt and tear apart everybody's lives, and he's continuing to win. And I think that's unrealistic. I mean, eventually in life, your actions catch up to you. I mean, so that's my issue that I have with Tariq. I mean, they just paint him out like he's just such an innocent character, and all these things just happened to him by circumstance. No, they didn't happen to him by circumstance. They happened to him by his poor decision making.
Well, I think that was part of what that opening sequence was reminding us as the viewers and Tariq's character, listen, all of this is on you. Like you're not innocent. Like all of this is on you. You created these situations with these people for these people's deaths. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think that's part of why we got that opening sequence that we got to remind us of just how destructive Tariq is.
But why doesn't he have a family and no one to depend on? He eliminated his own family. He's the reason why he doesn't have a family.
I'm agreeing with you.
I was responding to Xavier's comment.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm agreeing with
you. I mean, he doesn't have a family because he got rid of his whole family. So, I mean, that didn't. Oh, poor Tariq's family's gone. He don't have no one to depend on. It's because of his own reasons why he don't have no family.
Oh, yeah. That's when Ghost went vigilante for a minute.
Shoot, he wasn't innocent.
He was grieving.
And he killed that dude in the He killed that dude in the prison too. He beat him with that weight.
Yeah, but these were innocent people though. They wrote their own death. Like y'all said with Carrie, they wrote their own death. So we see Brayton pull up off to like a side road with Lauren, and demands that she gets out of the car at gunpoint, and that was just stupid. That whole scene right there was stupid. And then he gives her a bag of money and tells her to get away. There's a bus station about a mile away. You're like, what, you expected her to walk to the bus station? Or are you going to give her a ride back to the bus station? I mean,
why you just take her to the bus station?
Right. Why you just didn't drop her off at the bus station and tell her to get out of town? And then Effie pulls the straps on her, punches her out, and makes her get in the car. So do y'all think that it's alluded that Effie took her somewhere and killed her and got rid of her?
Yeah, that's what they're alluding to.
I think Brayden, and this is just me, but power, how power is.
He did kill
Brayden told her, take this money, a bus stop is a mile up. Brayden already know he was on camera with Ramirez and some everything else. There's cameras at the bus station. If you know to take her to the bus station, now you all over that something happened to her.
That's true.
Good point.
But I feel like that narrative is just as important, or the fact that your location services are turned on your phone so they can track you to where her cell phone pinged at. But maybe she wasn't on her phone the whole time she was in the car ride with him. She was asleep maybe.
Maybe she got an Android.
So Mecca pulls back up at the penthouse and he is pissed. He's like, you stupid motherfucker. He was getting ready to let Kane have it. And then he walk in and Monet's in the room. And she was like, Dante, put the gun down. Like, you gonna tell him about you or you want me to? So
I can name Mecca too.
She's kind of exerting the fact that she has control over him, or that that she's his weakness, so to speak. So she was kind of using that as a moment. And they pretty much come up with this scheme that, look, I'm ready to go. We're ready to go. We're going to get on this jet with you, and we getting ready to go take up life anew, but we got to tie up our loose ends, and it's Lorenzo. Let's get rid of him. So y'all think that she running a scam on him?
Absolutely. Yep. She pitting them against each other. Because for her, if Dante kills Lorenzo, if Lorenzo kills Dante, it's still a win-win for her. And then she'll figure out what to do with the opposite person. The problem is, I think it'll be easier for her to get Kane to kill Dante than it'll be for her to get Kane to kill Lorenzo. That's still his dad. Wow. But she can get but Kane seemed to be down with the plan to kill Lorenzo, so I don't know.
She did say no loose ends, so
no disrespect to the androids.
Hey.
And I still think that there's an opportunity for that jewelry store heist for it to come back on Brayden as well. I don't think that he was safe in that lick either. Because we know that Kane has set him up to be the fall guy, so to speak. Because Kane came in with a mask on. He went in with no mask or nothing on. So
right, which was that was so stupid. But I forgot about that jewelry store heist. Yeah, you're right. They do still have an ace in the hole with that. You're right.
Yeah, because we see all these surveillance footages and cameras and dash cams and stuff that are popping up. So I just don't think that Brayden's going to come out of this. I don't think that Brayden's going to come out of this unscathed. I think he's going to either get killed, wrapped up in this, or he's going to end up being a fall guy. I think he's going to end up going down for these murders. Something's going to end up happening where Brayden is not going to come out on top.
That could have been Monet, but who Monet going? I mean, Monet don't. Who? She don't have no crew or nothing. But it could have been her. It could have been Monet.
I lean more towards it being Mecca setting it up.
I thought it was Mecca too.
Yeah, I think it's Mecca.
I definitely don't think it was Lorenzo. I don't think Lorenzo had anything to do with it.
Brayden ain't getting stuck. He's white.
Well,
to me, they seem to be setting the tone. They seem to be setting the tone where he's going to be disowned by his family. He keep getting wrapped up in these schemes. I think he's just going to be out there, because at the end of the day, when he finds out that Tariq gave that picture, well, he already knows that Tariq gave that picture up. He ain't gonna let that go either, because he told him not to do that. And he keeps having discussions with Tariq about, listen, you think it's all about you and your family, but what about me and mine? And just speaks to how selfish.
Gave Tate that picture.
Yeah. So then you see Effie come home.
Effie
came home.
Yeah, she went home.
She went home.
That was her
alibi. She went home with her Calvin Klein on. She went home and she got into bed with Tariq. But what are we seeing here with her? Is it remorse? Is it, is this her first body?
That's probably her first body.
That's what I was
thinking. I'm not convinced that she did it.
Judging by her reaction right here, she did it.
No, that I think that her reaction could just as easily be that she couldn't
get rid of her.
Well, she might have just let her go with that bag full of money that Brayden had already gave her.
Nah, she probably took that money for herself.
If that was the case, she wouldn't have pulled up, I don't think.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing here is her first body.
Okay.
I think what we're seeing here, my opinion, I think that we're seeing her reacting to her taking her first body.
Okay.
So, other than that, I thought it was a pretty good show. This was one of my, as opinionated as I am about the writing, and I guess that's where I'm going, because, like I said last week, we're changing writing teams mid-season or second season. This was actually one of my better liked episodes of book 2. Y'all know this hasn't been my favorite installation of power, but this was one of my favorite episodes right here. I thought it was a pretty good episode.
I was scale of 1 to 10. What you give it?
8.
I was gonna say I got to give it an 8 too. It was good though.
Yeah, I probably say an 8. There was still a few little odds and ends in there that I had questions about.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be every episode. We're gonna have those odds and ends because it's just the plot holes that they leave in the writing, and then, you got people like us that have been watching for so many years, and we're following it. We're doing reviews on it, so we are very invested in the show. So, we're going to see things that, may be overlooked by other people that are watching the show. Whereas we're going to kind of zoom in on these things and bring it to a point. Mecca is definitely a snitch, but I wonder where they're going with that, though. I mean, to me, them revealing that to us, where do you think that they're taking us with Mecca's character by letting us know that he's a snitch?
I think Mecca's dead. I don't think Mecca makes it out there.
Eliminate him. You know what happened to snitches in power?
Yeah, I don't think.
But it almost seems like everybody that he snitched on is dead.
I don't think he's gonna make it out of.
It don't change the fact that he a snitch.
And
Monet's not gonna let this shit go. Kane and Monet is not gonna let this shit go. You've been manipulating. You playing. See, it's one thing you play with her money, her family, and her heart. Nah, he ain't living. He ain't getting out of this.
So you don't think he makes it out?
This get stitches.
Nope.
So that means he will have to die next episode.
Yep.
And
you think that's what's gonna happen?
Yep.
And you think she's gonna go back home to Lorenzo and be a happy housewife?
No, I think Lorenzo's dead too.
I think Lorenzo gonna die by the hands of Mecca. Then I think they gonna kill him.
Monet and Kane. So you think that what we saw today is they've been cahoots coming up with a scheme to get rid of Mecca?
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't think that she was being honest in her request for Mecca to kill Lorenzo for them to have a happy life?
No, I already said that part. I think that she's saying that to get him to kill Lorenzo, and once he kills Lorenzo, they already have a plan to kill him. That's what I think.
Oh.
Now, whether the plan is going to work or not, I don't know. But I think the plan.
I think ultimately what y'all are saying is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen next week. I think he's going to make it into season 3. They built his character up to be so dangerous and deadly. I just don't see them being able to take him out.
I don't know where else we go with this. Like Tariq, I mean, other than if you carrying it over to next season and he becomes Tariq's bitch, because Tariq knows he's a snitch.
If they kill Lorenzo, what happens with Dirty Diana?
Right, and we know that there's a whole family dynamic next season because they've hired somebody to be Monet's father and Monet's sister. So we know that there's a whole family dynamic with that. One of them dies. One of them don't make it. Listen, both of them might not die next week, but one of them don't make it this next season.
Something is definitely up because, like CG said, I mean, if y'all go back and look at that when Tariq opened the bag, Diana ain't had no passport, man.
Yeah, but one of them don't make it to season 3. That's just my opinion. I think the plan is to kill both of them. Now, whether the plan works or not, I don't know. But I think Monet's plan is to get Dante to kill Lorenzo, and then they're going to kill Dante. Now, whether the plan works or not, I can't tell you. The family is definitely divided next season. I think because Monet ain't dealt with Diana yet, and that's why she's got to get rid of Lorenzo. Because as long as Lorenzo's around, she don't get to Diana.
But didn't in the preview we see for next week Zeke holding a gun over somebody?
I didn't. You might have seen all that. I didn't see all
that. I didn't see the previews for next week.
Yeah, I didn't. So I don't know.
I gotta go back and watch it. I saw it and I was just like, wait, what?
I think they may use Zeke. Or either that Zeke doesn't have anything to live for right now. So I think either what's going to happen is we're going to see a very reckless version of Zeke. I think Zeke's getting ready to get involved in the life. I think he's about to take.
Yeah, I mean, because he can't play basketball. Where he gonna go overseas? That's a wrap.
So I think that we're going to ready to see a different side of Zeke, and they may even use him as the pansy to get rid of Lorenzo.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
Monet is definitely going to deal with Diana. But I think that's next season. I think that's the next season storyline. I mean, they might have a conversation next week or argument or something. But I think that whole story arc is next season.
it's gonna be some asshole issues.
Or it could be that Zeke, or it could end up being Zeke that dies next episode because, like we just said, what else? What other use is there for his character?
I mean, there's really no reason. There's no need for him.
So it could end up as a situation where
a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it could be a cliffhanger, or it could be where Zeke just.
I don't think she's gonna kill Diana next week. But I just think that's gonna be the storyline.
She's gonna kill Diana at all. I think she's just gonna cast out.
Yeah, I think right. I think she's gonna do the.
Diana come back at a later time.
She definitely gonna whoop that ass though.
Yeah, she definitely gonna whoop that
ass. But you know what? It kind of almost kind of created the same situation with Diana that they did with Tariq, where she hates her mom.
Cast her out.
Where she hates her mom and she's rebelling against her mom or whatever. So I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Tariq, where Tariq ended up being casted out and he kind of went out on his own and did his own thing. So maybe they're painting that same narrative with Diana's character.
Could be.
I could stand to see her go too. I mean, I really could stand to see her go. She's a nuisance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other thoughts? Any other predictions for next week? How do you think this season going to end?
I don't know. It's
a lot of bodies in a bag.
Man, we already don't have that.
Bodies in a bag.
I think that the conclusion of Tariq's trial is going to come out next week. I think it's a wrap. It's going to be a mistrial.
Yeah, I think that's going to get thrown out. Something's going to happen.
Sax is going to get aired out about banging
that lady.
Yeah. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's going to get aired out. Diana probably get her ass kicked. And Mecca or Lorenzo is Mecca or Lorenzo going to die.
Yeah.
Who?
Mecca or Lorenzo, one of them going to die.
Or both.
I don't think it's going to be both.
In one episode? Nah.
I think it's going to be both.
Yeah. That's why I said I think Mecca makes it into season 3.
But we're going to see an interesting cliffhanger. I mean,
I definitely don't think that Lorenzo.
I definitely
don't think that Lorenzo is going to make it in season 3. Even if he don't get killed, they might set him up to go back to jail or something. I don't know.
That's what I think is going to happen. You don't kill the father.
I think Lorenzo going in the bag this time.
Nah, you kill the father of your kids. I don't think he's going in the bag. I think he'd go back to jail first.
Yeah, but you got to think about what they have shown us with Monet's character. What they've shown us with Monet's character.
Damn, exactly trying to kill the whole cast.
Who he killing off?
Everybody.
Mm-hmm. God willing, Kane dead. Effie dead. Lorenzo dead. That's how I was with the OG power.
Well, that's how I feel about Tariq. If you get rid of Tariq, we may even have a new show. We'll have a new star of a new show.
Well, we got a new show next week, right? Force. That starts next week, right?
Yep.
February the 5th, right?
You can't kill Tariq. As much as you hate him, you can't kill him.
Right, you can't. It's his show. Like, you can't kill him.
You can't kill him. Yeah, he's not accountable for a lot of things, but like I said previous, either is Ghost. Sorry. You gotta stay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Eventually, he's going to die. So he may not die when I want him.
At the end of the show, when the show about to be canceled, just like with Ghost.
That's fine with me. I can wait that long. I waited 6 seasons for the Ghost to die. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when it'll happen.
And we didn't want Ghost to die. We didn't want Ghost to die, even though he was the bad guy. But we didn't want him to. We didn't want him to die.
Was he the villain?
Yes, he was a murderer.
But we root for Tommy, and he wasn't.
I didn't
say Tommy wasn't the villain either. He's a murderer.
I never rooted for Tommy. So,
okay. What about Tasha?
No, I was a Tommy fan.
What about her?
She was a murderer too.
I was Team Tommy.
But the show
was saying that everyone who's killed someone in power, everyone who's killed someone in power deserves to die. Is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is to eliminate Tariq for what he's done is no different from what Ghost has done.
It's no different than half of the cast.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ghost killed his best friend. Well, not his bestest friend, but he killed Roller. Yeah.
Nah. But he was manipulated into doing that. It wasn't by choice. He was manipulated by Kanan into doing that.
Kanan manipulated Tariq.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see next week. We have a new show next week. I think they just wrapped on season 2 of Kanan. They finished filming it, so that's gonna be coming up in spring, late spring, early summer. So we rolling.
Yeah, I think we're getting to a point now where we're going to always have power on.
Yeah, it's going to be a power show on at all times, I feel like.
Yeah. Have there been any word on Tate's show? I haven't heard anything about it.
Well, I think this is the setup for Tate's show.
Yeah. So you think this season right here is setting him up and he'll probably go into pre-production next year?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay, so he'll probably roll in after this. So he'll probably roll in after book 2. Or actually, he'll probably roll in after Tommy's.
Y'all see this?
Yeah. Didn't they?
This comment from Xavier, bro.
I told y'all, Xavier don't play. Xavier don't play.
Hell no.
Ghost deserved died because he ain't shit nigga who was doing ignorant shit for the sake of Angela's poom poom. Since we opened that door, let's go. And so was his nappy head lace front wearing wife. She gave it up to anyone who offered her a glass of water. She deserved to be dead. But what did she get? She get ridden off the show. They get her out of fucking jail to write her off of the show. They could have just left her where she was. They could have left her ass in jail and let her rot there. But what they do, they get her out of jail, put her in witness protection for her to be written off the show. So she deserved to go too. She deserved to go from stealing money from her husband, for fucking around on her husband, for getting Sean killed. Tasha deserves to go for a lot of different things. So she was.
We got any more news on Raising Kanan?
No, they just finished shooting season 2.
Cool.
They just finished shooting, and Force is gonna be good, guys. Force is gonna be good, so I'm looking forward to it.
Not all black women are nappy headed, but Tasha is a nappy head.
Yeah, she was nappy headed.
And she was down for the druggy daycare, man. Come on,
the druggy daycare.
Come on, man.
So
I like that wig. Oh no, not dry like the wig. Oh no, not dry like the wig.
All right, yeah.
But Tasha didn't kill no one for her side niggas. She was just fucking them. She killed her best friend. She killed her best friend.
Her best friend was a snitch.
Her best friend was about to get Tariq up.
Yeah, her best friend was a snitch.
She had to go.
Listen, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Those are just the rules.
The rules.
I don't make them. She a snitch.
That's a fact.
Okay.
And she was gonna snitch on her son.
Was she really though?
Yes.
Because she signed the paper, but she was getting ready to run.
But you know how that goes.
But if you see it, it looked like she's about to get ready to snitch.
Right. If you don't know if she was gonna leave, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta go back and watch that season because I can't even remember what they hemmed her up on. I can't even remember what she was about to snitch on. Because what did Lakeisha know about Tariq? I didn't think she had any information about Tariq.
I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it.
I don't remember either. All right, so I guess we'll be back next week. We got 2 episodes we got to do next week, so got to put that work in. Whew. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. As always, you can reach us at TSF Entertainment on our Instagram. You can also follow and subscribe, like, comment, and share on our YouTube, the Soul Farm Music Group, TSF Entertainment. You can find me at Retro CG.
You can find me at Really BTV on YouTube or on Instagram, ReallyBTV_ on YouTube. But I'm right here, y'all.
All the time, every day.
Man,
you can find me outside. I'm always outside.
You can find me outside. How about that?
You said what?
Lord.
He said he got to get back on. He got to get back on social media.
I'm always outside.
He back on. He running an entertainment page now. He run an entertainment page.
Not talking about he outside. No, he need a solitary page.
Yeah, he needs a solitary page back. Yeah. Papa, where we gonna find you at?
Y'all can find me at Juggernaut _of Souls on IG, and you can find me right here on YouTube at Juggernaut of Souls. Space between the Juggernaut and of. And yeah, the name Papa, I got to think of what it's going to be next week. Get me out this joint, man.
Nick Cage. You can be Nick Cage next week.
Oh, Nick. Y'all be Nick Fury next week.
Yeah, you could be Nick Fury.
I mean Nick Fury. That's what I meant. I said Nick Cage next week. I meant Nick Fury.
That's it. You could be
might
Nick
come
Fury
back as Benny Snake Eyes. You know. I think
he ain't wear no patch though.
Huh?
He ain't wear no patch. You could be Nick Fury next week.
Nick Fury.
All right,
Nick
y'all.
Fury.
We'll see y'all. Make sure y'all hit us in them comments. We would love to continue our debate.
Yo.